Yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, the first of the week. Remember, tomorrow is the good old dear Bumi Day. We have that one tomorrow, which a lot of you look forward to. And I can give you boys, you better look out tomorrow. Don't listen on radio. Go watch YouTube. It's for a reason. I'm doing you a big favor. You will thank me. Well, some of you will. Right, let's get down to business. Today, I have with me Prince Justice J. Falloye, who is the Afenifere National Publicity Secretary. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Please, you have to move forward, sir. KBSC, just move forward a bit. Yeah, Prince of where before? Because this morning, Sheriff was claiming that he's a prince, and I haven't heard of any Oba Quadri. So you have to move forward.
I'm from Akure.
Is there an Oba Falloye?
Not right now.
I'm just wondering.
Not right now.
Not right now. But there will be. Maybe you.
I'm getting too old for that.
Nobody is too old to become an Oba. At 70, I don't mind being made an Oba now. If you can find me a royal family to belong to. Anyway, don't mind me. I'm full of all kinds of mischief. You are the National Publicity Secretary.
Yes, sir.
Which Afenifere are we talking about? Because there are two factions. You can't. When I asked you this morning, you said no. There's only one Afenifere. No. To those of us on the outside, in fact, there are not just two Afenifere. There is a renewal Afenifere or something Afenifere renewal. Then there's about two other groups, offshoots of the original Afenifere.
But like they say, the proof of the pudding is in its eating.
Well, I don't want to taste the pudding, so you have to tell me.
And
so you are the Adebanjo group.
Yes.
Why did you tell me that the Adebanjo group is the only Afenifere? Are you saying, sir, that people in your group don't recognize the Power-Fashionati group?
The so-called Power-Fashionati
There's
group.
No so-called. There's no
Power-Fashionati
retired. And you know the man is elderly, so
yes.
we won't call him so-called.
Yes, and it's my... he had retired, and then he was now brought back by the Tinubu group. So if you have
is
retired...
Is there a Tinubu group in Afenifere?
No. Well, we can say that since 1999,
yes,
Tinubu always comes to shop for some people, and it always happens. And not even 1999. If we go back all the way down to Akintola, we always have these breaks, and it's all ideological. It's not that we are not all Yorubas, but it's ideological, because if you are Afenifere, you cannot be. You cannot be sacrificing people and call yourself Afenifere now. Can you?
Wait. Let's get this thing said by said. Yes. You said Tinubu shops. What do you mean by shops?
He attracts, he breaks some factions off sometimes that want to follow and say, you know what, we don't want to do this welfareism again. Because Afenifere means welfareism.
Do you believe that he comes to break, or it is the circumstances of his... Is he a member of Afenifere anyway?
He used to be.
He's no longer...
No. You can't... You see, Afenifere is not about your Agbada. It's about the belief. It's about the ideology. And if you're not about welfareism, if you're not about uplifting the people, then you cannot call yourself Afenifere.
But come on, the president believes in uplifting the people.
How?
There's a renewed hope agenda. That's what he professes. If you don't believe in it, it's another matter.
This is not
entirely.
a matter of belief. This is a matter of fact.
Do you think that President Tinubu doesn't believe in the welfare of the people? Do you strongly believe that?
When you say there's neoliberal, he's neoliberal. Yes. He believes more for the bankers, for the rich people, than for... look, we have 20 million homeless people, right?
Yes.
And what do you have this a budget? Only 20,000. That means it's going to take 1,000 years for him to...
What do you mean by only 20,000?
Only 20,000 houses were budgeted for the government to build. And we have 20 million homeless people. Now, the private sector builds about 330,000 houses. Our population grows about 17,000 every day, about 6 million. So if you have 20 million people homeless and you're giving them a drop, that's not fair enough.
But isn't it going to be predicated on resources that he has?
Well, he's one of the first
There's
people.
nothing, I don't see anything wrong in housing being private sector driven as long as it is affordable.
But if your private sector is
Yes.
not strong enough to do some certain things,
But it's still predicated on funds that you have.
would you leave it to the? You see this idea that we have to leave the people to the private sector. Then why don't the governments also just leave its raising income or revenue instead of taxing us? There is a social contract that has to be, and if people don't, they can't afford school, they can't afford to eat. They can't afford to, housing. There is no country in this world where the government, even America as we speak, it spends billions on its, on subsidies.
Yeah, but
there is scarcely anything that is not being subsidized in England and America. So where are you coming off? I'm an economist over 40 years. You cannot tell me, all this neo-liberal that, it's by the book. You see, economics is one thing.
Are you a socialist?
I don't really see myself as this. I should be a socialist.
No, what you see.
I'm a socialist when it comes to those.
Okay. You cannot.
But
you cannot probate and reprobate. Yeah, either this. Are you socially inclined?
Yes, I'm socially inclined.
Socially inclined.
Yes.
So that's
yes.
it. Anyway, I don't want us to lose track on the fact that you're here for Afenifere purposes.
Yes.
And so I've told you that I'm going to invite you another time to take you on traditions and so on and so forth, which you claim to be vast in, and on some other issues. But back to the Afenifere, what is the main problem between your group and the Fashion Roti group? And by the way, this is an open invitation to the Fashion Roti group to please send somebody to us. We'd like to give you the exact time we are giving this gentleman, so that those of us on the outside can sit, enjoy your popcorn, and watch the two of you fight it out. Because as far as we are concerned, at the end of the day, you don't claim to be speaking for the people, or do you?
We speak for the people.
Who elected you? Who elected you to speak for the people?
No, we push welfareism.
Yes.
Which is abundance for all. And if we are pushing abundance for all,
yes,
we are activating, you understand, on
Yes.
how our people can survive. We're not asking for a nano-state.
The problem I have with Afenifere or Hanese, what's this other one? Northern
Elders.
No, is all of you claim to speak for the people without a mandate.
Yeah, you see, you have activism.
That bothers me.
You have political. You understand? We've also formed parties. We formed from UPN.
You can form what you can form, but do you have the mandate? You see, this what I am a Shandgri person.
Yeah.
Okay, and I always like to ask the smallest of questions. When people say that they're speaking on behalf, or Hanese say they're speaking on behalf of the Middle Belt Forums claim they are speaking on behalf of their people, the question is, with what mandate? Before you could say that you are speaking on behalf of certain persons, you must have been given a mandate.
You see, in a democracy, you have the state actors, you have parties,
Yes.
you have pressure groups, you have different forms of, and it's what you understand. The whole system works together. So, yes, it's a market of ideas. You understand? It's a marketplace of ideas, and what we are pushing in, you understand, is that the welfarist and social.
That is a given. We understand that.
Yes.
But so you can't say that Afenifere is not when Sigismund was here, he said it's not even a Yoruba thing, really.
No.
So are you speaking on behalf of are your activities geared on behalf of people of the Southwest, or is it national? Do you have
It's
a
national.
Afenifere in the North?
It's national. We always had.
Do you have
yes,
a Afenifere in
yes,
the North?
Yes.
And you have in the East?
And yes. When you had...
Who is the leader of Afenifere in the East?
No, we have only one leader of Afenifere. But we've always had partners dating back to the 50s where you had in the middle
having
belt.
partners is different from having members.
Yes, but I mean, if you look at, I mean, even in this last election, the first where AD led the opposition.
Yes.
And we won seats. And right now.
Did you have any candidates?
Yes, we had candidates. Even
under an Afenifere party?
No, under AD. We had under AD.
Okay, so
we formed AD. We formed SDP.
Okay, so wait a minute. If you had candidates under AD,
yes.
Did you have in any other party or Afenifere formed AD?
Afenifere formed AD.
They formed AD?
Yes. They also formed...
are you sure about that?
Yes, 100%. We formed
Did
AD.
you form AD or did you have an alliance with AD?
No, we formed AD.
Okay, now the members that you have now that are members of the Fashion Royalty Group, yes. Were they part of those who formed AD?
Yeah, we're all together.
You're all together. Yes. So what then divided you?
This last, I won't say divided, they just decided
divided. Yeah, two
to
groups.
leave the ethos of Afenifere. You see, for example, you're here
yes.
and you're into radio, and if you decide that you're going to television, Nigeria Info does not have a television, so you can't still say. You see, when we come together...
They will have, inshallah.
You see, hopefully. Well, you see, when you come together based on some principles, and some people just decide that, no, this, you understand?
Let's talk in Paris. Let's knock the thing. Yes. What is the point of disagreement between yourself and your fashion? You have agreed that both the Fashion Royalty Group and the Adebanjo Group both were together in the formation of AD.
Yes.
At what point did you part? We can't run away from the fact that you have two Afeniferes.
Like I said, Baba Fashion Royalty retired. He was the one who actually started that. We decided in Afenifere that we need a form of rotational presidency. Mm-hmm. And we also want somebody who's going to follow our welfareist approach. Mm-hmm. Now, what now happened was, after he retired, he now went back on that, and they decided to support.
He went back on what, sir?
On the agreement, on the things that we started.
No, wait. You said
the move that we started.
Yes.
That the Southeast, you understand, was deserved to have the president. It's short at the presidency,
which I believe in too. So just as well.
So we stood on that principle, but for one reason, you now come back from retirement and say, he's our son. I was like, no,
who is their son? You have to state your case.
President Tinubu.
Okay, so what you're saying is that the emergence of President Tinubu split the Afenifere because the Adebanjo group felt that the next president should come for the East, and then the Fashion Royalty group said no, they would rather support, quote and unquote, their son. Is that right?
I will put it in another way. Okay. That Afenifere decided and kept to its arrangement to support the Southeast. But some of us who are retired decided that since they had retired, they can go and do something else. So it's not that there was a group.
Okay.
Or that there were two
are
groups.
You referring to the Fashion Royalty group as a splinter group?
Yes, that's what...
that's full of retirees.
It was retirees. Baba was... who is like a grandfather to me.
Yes.
He retired.
Yes.
And once you retire from an organization, you cannot come back and say, and even if you come back, you won't come back to go diametrically opposite of what you had preached all along. But you see, that's not the issue. You see, the main issue is that because you've seen how it's turned out. Because it's not only about the fairness in it. Is that even President Tinubu, who we had known for 25 years in Lagos, we know how he ran his government. There's nothing that he's doing now that surprises us. So even, let's assume that it was Yoruba's turn. I don't think, after what we had seen for 25 years, we will support President Tinubu.
What was he for 25 years?
We've seen...
He was only a governor for 8.
Well, he's kept control. He's under him.
Control or not, he handed over... Wait a minute. Let's be very clear.
Yes.
He handed over the steering wheel to other people. He handed over to Fashola, who did very well. He handed over to who came after Ambode, who did fairly well. He handed over to what's his name, Sanwo-Olu, who's doing fairly well in his second term. He didn't do too well in his first term, but he seems to have picked up in his second term.
Please let me address those two issues.
Yes.
Number one, politically, after Tinubu, democracy died in Lagos. You have only one party legislature, and it's the only one.
Was there democracy in the time of AD?
In when?
AD that Afenifere put together the election.
It was him.
No, Afenifere backed him. We know Funshaw Williams won the primaries in AD. Yes or no?
You see, at that point
yes
in time.
Yes or no? What is at that point in time?
At that point in time,
yes or no? Look, let me tell you the truth. My belief very strongly is that what the Afenifere did in that year, what year was it? Not that produced in the first time. The monster they created came back to bite them. It was Funshaw Williams that won the primaries, yes or no?
You see.
Did you know of the meeting that happened in Jabita Hotel?
Hold on. You see, people have blamed us. I mean, I've blamed Afenifere, but it is this same Tinubu that's also played every other person. So it's not.
You created the monster.
No, the monster was born.
It wasn't
like that.
Born. You created. It was this same Afenifere that created the monster.
No.
Yes.
Like
it came back to haunt you.
Now, he's come back to haunt the whole of Nigeria.
Yes.
And it's not... It's not that
the tactics,
he was smarter. The same tactics is what is being... and that's what I was saying.
You taught him.
No, we didn't. He had it inside him.
But you followed him.
And we can see, okay, now you are not talking of sub-governors doing well.
Yes.
The most important thing we need here in Lagos, right, is railways. Now, he has built 16 kilometers of railway in about how many? In about 20 years.
Excuse me, this gentleman.
In normal climates, you build 16. If you go to India, if you go to China, they build 16 kilometers a day. And you are building it for 24 years, and you are showing it as you have done something.
I agree with you. Who put him forward in the first instance? Is your group? Yes. You have to take. You have to take responsibility for that.
Hold on. Are Machiavellian princes born, or are
who
they
is
created?
Machiavelli? I don't know. I've never heard of him.
You understand? He was born like that.
Okay, 9:23. I'm enjoying myself with this gentleman. Sheriff, I want to take over. What's the program after? What's up, Lagos? Go and tell Stretch to stand down. We'll soon take a short break. I have with me, I'm enjoying myself. I have with me Prince Justice Faloye. We're talking Afenifere, and I like it. Remember that Daily Digest is not an interview thing, it's a discussion. So don't accuse me for being opinionated. That's the way the program is structured. 9:24. We'll take calls. Get your telephones ready. 0201 2770993. And then the female line is 0201 465 7190. Is the WhatsApp number line working?
Yes, it is.
And then you have WhatsApp 0809 587 5805. It's 9:24.28. So in another 30 seconds, we'll take a break and then we'll be right back.
You're listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Now so I did on my own. Now a message enter my phone. Fiam. I can't click Fiam. Now so my money for account go. Fiam. Hey. If to say na Airtel you dey use, them for first alert you before you click Airtel they identify spammers. Then alert them customers with AI powered service to make sure say you no fall mugu for wuruwuru scam messages. No charges, no subscription needed. Me self they go join Airtel. Fiam.
Airtel, a reason to imagine. What can your bank do for you? Meet Jane, 25 years old. She's been having troubles acquiring a loan from her bank.
This is not okay at all. I've been on this queue forever, and you're saying I should fill another form. What's going on?
What can your bank do for you? Meet Frank, 27 years old, held up in traffic and making fruitless transactions.
Mama, I have saved the airtime, even the electricity charges. I don't know why it's so difficult making this payment.
Introducing Safri, a lifestyle digital bank that's designed just for you. With one click, you can make easy and fast payment transactions, pay bills, and even acquire easy loans. Hurry and download the Safri app on your Play Store. Visit safrisafri.com for more information. Safri, borderless banking.
Hello, Mrs. Martins.
Yes. Oh, Mrs. Johnson, how may I help you?
Junior's body temperature is high and he's complaining about headaches and body aches.
Not to worry. Get Bruston and suspension.
Okay, ma. I'll call you back.
Bruston and Suspension for Children is a sweet-tasting brand of ibuprofen which provides relief against toothache, pains, and fever in children after 30 minutes.
Hello, ma. Oh, Junior, stop that.
Is everything okay, Mrs. Johnson?
Yes, ma. Junior is fine now. In fact, Junior, sorry, ma. I'll call you back.
Brustin and Suspension for Children. Always take the product after meal. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor. A quality product from Rambaxay.
Oh, what did happen now? No bonus for all my line. No panic, as MTN don't carry better gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk, MTN go dash you 3 extra minutes. Fiam to enter MTN better gist. Dial *123 *2 *1 hash or text BG to 312. T and C's apply.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development and the care they need with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics to help your child's digestion and development, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. And all of these work together to support your child's development and growth today and tomorrow. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, dirty uniforms and shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Fan Battle 4 starts Tuesday, June 3rd through July from 7 p.m. weekdays on Nigeria Info.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Hey, Chioma, you don't try, oh. See as my kitchen clean.
Mama.
Eh? But you no use hypo.
Hypo kwa?
Yes, so germs say para. No gree. Protect your kitchen every day with hypo.
Hypo go hypo.
This taste na banger. This taste na creamy rich. This taste na new Nescafe. Original 3-in-1. Thickness, enjoyment, yumminess, happiness, delightfulness, deliciousness, smoothness. This taste na new Nescafe. Original 3-in-1.
Enjoy more creamy richness with the new Nescafe Original 3-in-1 in the new pack. That's strong. Finish strong.
The world is changing and opportunities are everywhere. The question is, are you ready to seize them? For far too long, we have been conditioned to think within the constraints of geographical borders created by man. An example is Nigeria. But let me tell you something profound. You are part of the world, not just one nation. You don't just live in Nigeria, you live in the world. It's time to break free, look beyond borders, and seek opportunities that span the globe. You need a worldview. The world is open for business, and the opportunities are endless. It's time to think global. It's time to trade global. Visit hfm.com or download the HFM app on Google Play Store or App Store to get started today.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
You're listening to Jimi Disu, right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, and I still have with me Prince Julius Faloye, who is his Justice. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Who is it Justice Faloye?
Justice
Are you a
Faloye.
judge? Or is your
No,
name?
my first name is Justice.
Oh, I wanted to call you Milord. Prince Milord. But no, I'm just joking with you. I know that your first name is Justice. Okay, so our lines are open. I'd like to take one or two calls before I continue with the Prince. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
This is Bamidele from Mushin.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I am very happy with your man this morning, your guest. And the way you are asking the question, your interaction is perfectly well. Afenifere went ahead to move who is this man? Ponsho Williams, not to become governor because of this man. And the same thing they are doing today. People will vote. When you know you are not going to give why did you go into primary? Look at their something. And that is what is happening. That the ghost of that man will haunt Afenifere, haunt Tinubu, haunt every one of them. Thank you.
But I don't know about the ghost hunting anybody. Would you like to react to what he said?
I mean, like I said earlier on, Afenifere could be blamed, but I think the most important thing is that...
Have they repented?
Well, I don't think... You see, it's a case that, I mean, like I pointed out, Tinubu played Afenifere, played, and it was the beginning of his game.
But wait, you know why you said he played? Isn't that politics?
Yes, but you see, we expect
Afenifere to played. They played us. They played like we know who won the primaries in AD. They played us. Isn't that's politics? And politics in Nigeria is about self-interest. Are you sure that the interest...
That is not
yes.
Afenifere's view of politics.
I agree, but we can put it to vote and know what the people think about it.
Yes, because they haven't had a better choice.
I have a bone to pick with the various groups because I see that at the end of the day, usually it's about self-interest. Whether it is now about self-interest of the group or the individuals in the group is what I cannot state categorically for ethical reasons.
You see, there has to be what you call that lightened self-interest.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, if you go for your self-interest and you bring the whole house down, at the end of the day, that your selfish
That's-
interest
well,
is blind.
Enlightened
And-
self-interest or not enlightened self-interest, it is self-interest.
Yes, but it has to be. You see, it can't be pre-penalist. It can't
Okay.
be. You understand that? I just want to.
Okay, let me ask you.
Yes.
In the next election, in 2027, where does Afenifere think the president should come from?
Well, until then,
until we then?
I mean, hold on. We still believe.
Yes.
We still believe they should be rotated. We still believe that it should be in south, and we still believe that it should be
southeast.
Yes, it should be southeast.
Yes.
And apart from that, we also need somebody, because you see, we've even got to a point where, I mean, and you know this, people are
How do you know what I
starving.
know?
People, no, because I know that you two are feeling Nigeria now.
No,
aren't
I'm
you?
feeling. If
All of
it's
us
that,
are feeling.
If it's that one,
So,
no. Even for me, I'm very.
Even for everybody. So we need to find a way, and unfortunately,
Do you think that President Tinubu is not doing well?
of course, he's not doing well.
Well, I don't know about of course, but
I mean, come on. You know how much prices have gone.
Yeah.
You know the major mistake that he has made, which was removing subsidies before the refinery came up. We know him floating the naira. Those have had effects.
Are we never going to forgive him for that mistake?
Well,
are we going to hang that mistake on his neck permanently?
Well, those who are dying, who are hungry. Today we heard about 36 million people are starving, 130. Tell those people to forgive that oversight.
Yeah.
And you see, yes, you made that mistake. What are the remedies? What you understand? Has he now finally turned and say, this my people are suffering too much. I need to do something.
Do you think that his tenure so far has been a total failure or partial?
It's economically. I mean, the economy has crashed.
Yeah.
Politically, we can see him moving towards a one-party state. He's actually, instead of restructuring our economy, he's destructuring it. No, I mean our political system. He's destructuring it.
But you two said here that politics is by enlightened self-interest. His interest is to hold on to power.
So is this
the question is, what are the rest of us doing? There is a limit to which I'm not a fan of Tinubu, everybody knows that. But there's a limit to which I would like to hold him responsible for Nigeria going towards a one-party state, because the people going are human beings. They have the mandate of their people. We haven't heard, for example, that anybody who went from one party and went to join the APC has been denied by his people. So the person to blame for that, if we become a one-party state, it is ourselves.
It's the people. I mean, the people.
So Afenifere needs to enlighten the people.
And that is why I'm here.
Good. Now tell the people. We can't ask you to tell them. We can't ask you to tell them not to vote.
You see, it's not only. You see, it's not only enlightening.
Yes.
Because you see, what has happened is that people. If you can't hear, you will feel it, and we are feeling it, and every Nigerian is feeling it. You understand?
But some people will argue that the problem is all over the world, and to be honest, there's a downturn all over the world. Even in the Western world, things have gone.
Nigeria's
gone
case,
completely haywire.
Number one, Nigeria's case is self-induced. Number two, in other parts of the world,
it's not circumstantial. Also,
no, it's self-induced.
Well.
Because if you had waited, like I said earlier on, if you had waited for the refinery, and if we didn't float, which of these countries floated their currency? None. Now, yes, there's problems in England and America, but do you know how much subsidies, how much help government is giving to these people? Their governments. But our government is like, survival.
So is Afenifere worried about his presidency also being skewed in favor of the Yoruba people? I'm a strong critic of that.
Yes, because you see,
it's
all good now.
And I like to hear what Afenifere thinks of that.
We have cautioned him, because you see, you can bring people here for 8 years. Now, what if when power leaves us?
You have cautioned him on what?
On his appointments, which appear not to be
reflective of
yes,
national.
Of national. Now, nobody is not going to tell you to do it. But what happens when power leaves Yoruba? And it probably leaves us, because if you look at 8 years for each region, that's 48 years. What if for the next 40 years we have to suffer what he has done? And that's what people are not thinking. Our local. What happened? Now, we had Buhari when he was putting all his people there. Where are they today? And you see, that is one of the reasons why we've said, look, we need to
some
build
of the
economy.
criticisms of Buhari, it is this same Buhari that made somebody from the south, from the western part, he gave him 3 lofty and heavy ministries to handle. One of those ministries alone could make you a multi-billionaire if you are so inclined. And so sometimes you need to put these things, in a kind of balance. But I agree with you.
No, as people have said,
I'm worried. I'm also worried.
Under the 8 years of Buhari, we all screamed. But when Tinubu came, some people are saying, Baba Dada Teni Buhari. Because when you compare how bad Buhari was and how, you understand, there's a word they call kakistocracy, and is the rulership of the worst. And it seems we keep on going from fire to frying pan. It's getting worse. And you understand? We complained about Jonathan. When Jonathan came, then Buhari came. And you see, like I was saying, let's us pray that maybe people like Wike also don't come after them and then totally...
let us leave Wike out of this. Don't let us upset ourselves this morning. Let's have a happy discussion. Okay. See, this morning, on our program this morning, this gentleman read out a piece of news that said that implied that Obi was being considered the vice presidential slot, for an Atiku presidency. If that happens, where would Afenifere stand?
You see, like I said, we have what we expect from a government. Restructuring and the economy. Anybody, hold on, please. After they select, because we all know all this. After they do all the, and then we now know which of. Then those who approach us is like, if we are going to support you, this and this and this, but we are not going to come up or build somebody. You understand? They have to, and we can see.
Okay, when you say they, that also, of course, then includes Tinubu, of course. Why?
Can Tinubu?
He can
fulfill.
Why not?
Well, if we see,
why do you think he can't?
I mean, for example, if he restructures, if he reverses all this is, he's a restructuring. He's destructuring.
Then you
hold on.
Yes.
And we now see him say, okay, you know what? I'm going to build 10,000 houses a day. I'm going to build 10 kilometers of railway. I want every human being in Nigeria to have a house over his head. We'll support him. It's not personal. It is not personal. But we know he will not do it because he's not inclined.
What you just said now, did Obi say he would do that in the last election?
Obi came to us and he signed, you understand, for restructuring. We explained, we discussed what we require for restructuring, and that is why we supported him. And before him, when Atiku came, we also told him that this and this and this. We don't just look at...
But Tinubu is a product of Afenifere. Why is it difficult for you to lock him down on these issues? It's your product. You produced him.
But no, that's why I told you. See, this will show you that it's not our product. That he was born like that.
It's your product. You produced him in...
he passed through. Was that? He passed through our school, but we did not give birth to him.
No, he went to GC. We have a telephone call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning to your guests too. My name is Nasiki.
Good morning.
Yes.
Okay, quickly. I would like to... I listened to your guest colleague, the organizing secretary of Afenifere, Dele Farotimi, just 2 weeks ago. He was on a podcast, and he made some points on the AD primaries with Funsho Williams. He said that AD as at then had a rule that if there was violence in any anywhere where the primaries were conducted, it will be automatically cancelled. So Funsho Williams won the highest votes, but because there were violence in a couple of places, in his strongholds, so the elections, they were cancelled, and that's how Tinubu eventually won. Now, rumors have it that those disruptions in Funsho Williams' stronghold were planned, but eventually Tinubu won. That's how Tinubu won. And on Afenifere accepting Tinubu, that he came on with this Nadeko thing and he went on exile, so they accepted the good side of him without knowing the bad side of him. And that the greatest mistake Afenifere made then was when Gani raised his criminal records, that they didn't tackle it immediately until he now became bigger than the party and now destroyed Afenifere with his politics.
Okay, thank you for your submission.
Please,
a lot of them are faulty, but I'll reserve my comments. Yes, sir. Please go on.
Yes, you see, what is said is actually what is more or less like Tinubu 101. And it was the first time it was going to happen to us. And that is what has begun throughout. That you go and destroy. And you see, that's the law. That if there's violence in an electoral area or district, that the elections will get cancelled. Now, this same thing that happened at that point in time has been what he has done throughout to get to this point. We know what happened in Ekiti, where you see you go down to your opponent's stronghold and you cause problems. So it's not. So you don't get counted, and that happens. But you see, like I told you, what he did when he did it to us, people are saying, Prince. We Babas.
Prince.
Those Babas were
Prince.
Yes,
how many times did I call you?
3 times, sir.
The excuse that was given at that time was that Funsho Williams had served the military. That was the sin he was said to have committed. That he had served, and meanwhile, the gentleman had served as he was a civil servant anyway. So he had served, and also I think he also served as a commissioner. And so because of that, let me open up our lines for more. I think you will have to come back again. I like talking to you. Yes. Hello, good morning. Hello, because time is not a friend.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. The president has his own plan right from the beginning.
Who?
He was the one that destroyed the Afenifere. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know who he's talking about.
It's Tinubu.
How did he tell you?
Well, who
in this job we don't assume.
Who has been the
in this job we don't assume unless you tell us. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Uncle Jimmy. Good morning.
Morning.
I agree with your guest on one point.
Yes.
That he was born like that. That is what I agree on. Thank you.
Well, I don't know who the he is referred to. Let's pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Odogu 1 and 2 Esquire. Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. How are you? Please go on.
My praise. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I want to thank you once more for butchering the crocodile in the public about Afenifere. Because one of their supporters always tell me, Afenifere is for the Yoruba nation. Afenifere is not a politician, Kenikon. But you made it clear. Even the other Oba that Odogu 1 and 2 interviewed, say, look, they went to Kanu. They went to Enugu to meet, is it Canon Namani or something like that? Afenifere is for the national unity of this country. But that man always tell us, Afenifere is for the Yoruba nation. But I'm happy you cleared the air this morning. Thank you very much, my brother.
You see,
go on, yeah.
You see where the mistake or where the model up comes up was from the initial setting up of Egbe Omodua. Egbe Omodua was for Yorubas. And there you had even NCNC people in there. But you see, you have to look at that. Afenifere came at a time where welfareism was throughout the world. And that is what Chief Awolowo brought out in his, Afenifere was like the motto of Action Group. So it was like, this is how we're going through. But now people now try to turn it because of the success and because of that brand. You understand? When you have a brand like that as Afenifere in Yoruba language, it becomes strong and you try to...
I need to ask you a question, though.
Yes.
Do you have any member of your executive who is not a Yoruba man?
Not right now.
I mean, so what are we talking about?
I
mean, come on. In your executive, you don't have one person that is not a Yoruba man, and then you profess to be national? You couldn't find somebody from the north who would be assistant secretary or financial secretary or treasurer?
You see, what we have done is that we have worked with the region, other regions, to create what we call
I know, but if you claim, if you put up a claim to be to have national interests and to be a national organization, surely you can't all then executive be Yorubas now. I don't think Afenifere should shy away from the fact that they have the Yoruba whatever at heart, because it creates a lot of confusion. The same for Ohanese. I haven't heard any Shola or Garba in Ohanese, whatever, Northern Elders Forum. Well, I don't want to get into controversy between themselves and the Middle Belt. But I think that if some of these organizations talk to their real hidden mandates publicly, it will be a better place for them.
You see, it's because it was created in Yoruba land.
If you claim to be national, there are loads of people. So you don't have any. Do you have any member who is not a Yoruba?
Yes, we do.
How come they're not officers?
We're working on that, to tell you the truth.
You're just working on that in 2025.
No, you see one
thing. I'm working on going. We have to go. Time.
Hold on. Please, just one.
Okay.
Like I told you that Afenifere creates those political parties, which has, I mean, AD had.
I'm talking of your executive, Oga. You don't have a non-Yoruba person as a member of your executive, and you claim to be a national body. There's something missing there. You'll be back again, okay?
Thanks for having me.
That's where we're going to end it for today. I'd like to thank Prince Faloye for coming. I like him a lot. I had an argument with, not argument, he tutored me on things like Ifa. I'm going to bring him back when I'm going to be asking a question very soon that is issue Satan. So be prepared to come back and educate us on that. It's issue Satan. I'm going to invite you. It will be on a Saturday when we're all relaxed. Because if you say it during working hours, only God knows where, when it thinks of issue, people are very, very afraid. I don't want issue to come and turn me to go and say, if I see it on the Saturday, less people are listening. That's why we'll end it for today. I'll be back again tomorrow, God willing, at 7:30 with my buddy, the great Prince Sheriff Quadri, Prince Quadri, and at 9 o'clock there'll be Diabumi. And for you young guys out there, if you miss tomorrow, you miss a golden opportunity to get a good wife. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much, Prince. God bless you.
Thanks a lot.
We'll end it for today. Bye.
Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our